Welcome to our new project where we have built a tool or an application that allows businessmen and traders to view the historical and current trends in the key metrics in their businesses, for example, profit, sales, orders, discounts, returns, shipping details like cost and shipping this, and more others. I will begin by showing you the data that I used for this analysis. So this is basically a supermarket data that spans between January 2012 and January 2016. So the data is grouped, or the data or the column is grouped into order details. We have order ID, order date, and order priority. Then we have the shipping details, where we have the shipping date, we have the cost and the shipping mode. We have the customer details like ID, name, and segment. We have geographical details like state, city, country, region, and market. We have the product details like ID, category, subcategory, and product name. And then we have the key metrics, which we will use which we will analyze in this video. For example, the sales, quantity, discount, profit. Although we will also analyze shipping cost and shipping days. The shipping days column will be derived from order date and ship date. On the second sheet here, we have returns, indicating whether the product was returned or not, its order ID, and region. Then we have the people who are basically the managers in the regions that we have in the data. For example, Lon Bonner is the manager for, or was the manager for Central US in the study period. So I merged all this data into one. Then I have the URL here where I got this data from, and I will link it in the video description below. If I go back to the main app and click here and let's go, then I'm taken to this page where I can log in. But before I log in, we can see the key trades, or we can see the performance in the key metrics in the businesses. The supermarket is present, or it serves 165 countries. It is present in 1102 states, in which there are 3,650 cities. The growth in sales in the said period, that is between January 2012 and January 2016, was 409%. The growth in sales was 464%. The profit to sales ratio in 2015 was 4.6%. The monthly growth of new customers is 7.55%. And we can see the growth in orders and average monthly return. So basically, this map shows the cities in which the global supermarket is present in all the cities which it serves. So I can click their login, and I'm taken to the login page where, if I don't have an account, I can register or I can log in. My details are remembered here, so I can simply log in. So when I log in, I'm taken to the profits page where the data is sorted by market by default. So I'll be showing you the filters here where we can group the data by market, by region, by country, and by all these details here, depending on the values that are selected here. For example, if I select Europe here and I select same day, then these filters here, they will also update. So let me select, for example, envelope. I can select a city like Arch and there. So if there is only one data point, then we do not have a graph. We only have the details here. The details are displayed here. But I'll be coming to that in a moment. So let me go back to the main app here so that I can go step by step. So we have the profits here, then we have the sales, we have the orders, we have the shipping cost, we have shipping days, we have discount, returns, and then we have the summary page here, which is basically an overview of the key takeaways from the performance of the key metrics. So for example, we can see all this, but we can see all these details, but I'll be coming to them later. So if I go back to the profit, we have said that the data is by default sorted by market. If I click a market here like Europe, then I can see how Europe performs relative to all the 5 regions. It ranks position 1 in profits, position 2 in sales, position 2 in orders, and all that. I can click using this X button here, or I can close using this cross button there. So Europe tops in as long as profits are concerned, followed by Asia, USCA, LATAM, and Africa region. So let me group the data by country. If I group this data by country, I can see that the USA tops the list. If I click USA here, it ranks position 1 in profits, position 1 in sales, position 1 in orders, and all the other details we can see there. So we can select any country. And we can see how that country is performing in each of the 7 metrics. So if I select a country, let me go to the bottom of the list and select a country like Turkey. Turkey is the last country in terms of profitability. Its position is 165 over 165, but in terms of sales, it is number 21. So although it ranks higher in sales, then it ranks least in profitability. And one of the explanations, as I found from this data, is because of the high discounts. You see here, it ranks position 2 in discounts. It is getting a lot of discounts, but it ranks last in terms of profits, despite performing quite well in sales. So if I click here, discounts, then I group the data by country, then we can see here, as we had said earlier, Turkey is number 2 in terms of discounts. Turkey is number 2, and we can see the other metrics there. So let me go back to the profits. So we can group the data by any variable here. Because we are now looking at the global data, we can group the data by market, by region, by country, by state. And as you shall see, although I tried to illustrate that one earlier, if we come here and group the data by, for example, by market, and then I can take a region like East Africa, then we cannot now group this data by market because already we are inside that market. But we also cannot group by region because we are inside that region. In this case, African market and East Africa, but we can group by country, by state, by city. So we can only group the data by rower categories. So, and you will also note that this filter is highly dynamic. When we select a market like Africa and followed by a region like East Africa, the filters populate by all the data in that region. This dynamic nature of this filter allows the user not to get a lot of errors while selecting values that do not match the data. For example, now here, because we're in Eastern Africa, you cannot look for a country that is outside Eastern Africa, like Nigeria or India. You can only search for countries that are inside this region. So that's the reason why this filter is dynamic. Otherwise, it could raise a lot of errors when we select values that do not match the data. Okay, let me reset the filters and go now. When I reset the filters, they are populated by the global data metrics. For example, we have 49 months here. We can select any month. We can select any market, we can select any region, and all the different metrics that we want. So the global data has 49 months, 5 markets, 23 regions, 5 markets, 23 regions, or the 49 months starting from 2012 January to 2016 January, as I had alluded to earlier. We have 165 countries, and we can select the country by clicking or by typing. For example, if I click there China, then the filter is populated by all data relating to China. China, for example, is in Asia Pacific. There is data for all the 49 months for China. Then there are 30 states in China. There are 240 cities in China, 17 subcategories. So the data is highly, or the filters are highly dynamic, and they are responsive to the data that is inputted. As I had said, this allows the user not to make a lot of errors while searching or while selecting the various products. So now we are in China. The data is sorted by states in China. We can sort the China city by city. We can see that Shanghai is number 1 in profits. We can sort by category, and we can click outside the filter to close it, or we can use that button there. So technology, we have sorted now the data. If we come here, we can see we have sorted the data by category. Technology is the first one, followed by furniture and office sales. Now we can also sort the data by product name. We can see the top products in China. In China, the top product was Sharp Wireless Fax Digital. If we click it there, then we can see how it is ranking. It is ranking number 1 in profits, number 2 in sales. And another thing that I should mention is that if the lines are discontinuous, then it shows that in this period the months or the days were not continuous. The sales did not happen across all months. But where the data is where we have a block line, then it indicates that the data is continuous. Let me illustrate using the global data. For example, I can reset the filters and group the data by country. Here you can see that all the lines are a block, indicating that the data for all these countries was present in all months and in all days. That's why it is the lines are continuous here. But if I select, for example, a region like Central Asia, and in Central Asia I select a country like Kazakhstan, then we can see that we have discontinuous lines. Okay, let me take now this Kostani. Here is Kostani. So for Kostani, we can see that the data is discontinuous between these months here from March 2015 to July 2015, but since then the data is continuous. So that's why I'm using the two shades of lines. So let me reset the filters. We've said that you can group the data by any category here, and we have said that if we group, for example, by country, the United States tops. We have also shown that if we click a country like Turkey, there we have illustrated that Turkey performs last in profits, probably due to the high discounts that the country is getting. And we can click any country at random, and its trades in all the 7 metrics, profit, sales, discounts, will appear on this page. So we can click, or we can click or select any country. There is very few data in South Sudan. That's why you can see the Dutch lines. Let's select another country like Mauritania. The same. There is let's select Iraq. Yeah, there is good data for Iraq. Let's select Spain. Yeah, there is good data for Spain, and we can see how Spain, or how the selected category is performing relative to all the other categories in the said group. For example, if I click the United Kingdom, It ranked number 4 in profits, number 3 in sales, and all these details here you can see, as I have said. So let me now go ahead to group the data by, this is now the global data here. As you can see, we have all 5 markets, all 23 regions, all 165 countries. So we are now dealing with global data. If I select the data by states, then England state, California, New York, these are the top states here. If I want to see how they are performing, I can just click and I can see how they are ranking. For example, here, California ranks number 2 in sales among all 1102 states, number 1 in orders, and all that. So let me click the close button and go to the bottom. So this Istanbul is the in Turkey. Istanbul in Turkey is the last, or is the worst performing city across all the world cities, all 1102 cities in the world. But in terms of sales, it is in position 95, orders. So we can select any city there, and we can see how it is performing. You can see how it is performing. So let me now group the data by, I have grouped by state. We can group by city. City New York is the first one. I can click there to see how New York City is performing. And basically I can select any city in this category. So let's see, there are over 3,600 cities. Lagos is the worst performing in terms of profitability. It ranks last, but it ranks position 106 in sales. In discounts, it ranks number 1. It's getting out of discounts, but it ranks last. So those are the kinds of insights that we can get from this analysis. And then here at this in this table, we can see the currently selected values. For example, currently we have selected all the 49 months, all the 5 markets, all 23 regions. So we can see the currently selected options here. Now let me group the data by category. These are the top performing categories: technology, office supplies, and furniture. We can group it by subcategory so that we can see the top categories: copiers, iPhones, bookcases. These are the top categories here. These are the top subcategories. They are the top subcategories: copiers, phones, machines, bookcases, accessories, shares. And if I click any of them, I can see how that category ranks in each of the metrics relative to the other subcategories. So we can sort the data by totals or by share, by totals or by share. So if we go to sales, we can sort by total sales or total share. The same for orders, total orders or total shares. The same for shipping costs. We can see the regions that have got the highest shipping costs: Asia Pacific, Europe. We can go to discounts, returns, and all that. So if we navigate to a metric, then we can sort the data by that metric. So if we go back to the sales, we had said that you can sort the data by product. These are the top products here. I think I had showed them previously. So we can group the data by shipping mode, by customer segment, by regional manager, and all these details we can group the data by. Then let me show that we can also select any month of interest. For example, let me select a month like 2015, December. So the filters update to show the data that is associated with this month. For example, all the 5 markets, all the 23 regions, 687 cities. So if I click outside and close, then we can see the performance in profits in December 2015. So in December 2015, if we click Africa, Africa was the last across all the metrics in December 2015. And in that month, we can select a market like Africa and see how various regions performed in December 2015 in various regions in Africa. We can select country and note that we have 26 countries that had transactions in the month of December 2015. So that's why they are not 50. If you remember previously, if we reset the filters and select a region like Africa, then we are having 50 countries because we have 49 months here. But if we select this 2015 December, then only 26 countries had transactions in that particular month, only 58 cities, only 58 states, 63 cities. So as I had explained earlier, this filter is highly dynamic, and it helps us to make sure that we type relevant information. So that is it. Okay, before there's something else that I can show here. We can use the search to search for a country. For example, I can search for a country like South, or all the countries that match the typed characters show there. Yeah, like that. AME, AM, all countries, all the options that match the typed values will appear there. If I type, for example, IN and click outside, then we are selecting the first option in the drop-down list. So this is how this is the performance of various states in Argentina. So if I click outside, we can see that Neuquén was the first one, this one, and where we have these details, it means we only have one product. We only have one data point. That's why I'm displaying a table here and not a graph, because we have only one data point. For example, for Neuquén, we only have one data point. But for the same for Catamarca, Santiago, we have a few data points that are not continuous. And if we want to see which products we are dealing with all for order priorities, all the 352 products. So the data is highly responsive. So if I type, for example, I can type here like a book, and all books here, all types of book that this supermarket sold will appear here. If I type, okay, I have clicked outside. That's why the input has been populated by that product. But still, we can reset the filters. So we can select any metric like sales. We can and you will note that when we select a new, okay, let me select if we select the filters here and then we move on to a new metric here, we are resetting the filters so that we can group the data in the metrics that we want. So when we navigate to a new metric, then we are resetting the filters. So by doing this analysis, then the traders can be able to view the most profitable products, the products that are in high demand, the products that have got the highest shipping cost, the products that are taking the very long to be delivered, the products that have the highest or the lowest discounts, the products or the countries or the markets or the states that have got the highest returns. And then we have the summary feature here, or the summary page, which is basically, as I had said earlier, a summary of the key findings. So in this case, I included summary for the global data at a global level. For example, I included profits. Europe forms the largest regional market share. Africa takes the least. The regions generating the highest profits are Western Europe. So I only analyzed I only summarized 3 key metrics. I only summarized profits, sales, and orders. But we can summarize all of them, and then we can have recommendations here. So recommendations will appear here based on the conclusions drawn from the data. So in my case, I did not write the conclusions and I did not write the recommendations here because for illustrations I included only 3 metrics. These are orders, sales, and profits. So let's see the countries that have got the highest returns. So if I group the data by country, we can see the United States have the highest returns. So if we click that button, we can see it performs number 1 in returns. Ideally, it performs number 1 in across all the 7 metrics. So if I select, let me select another country like Brazil. Brazil performs number 13 in profits, number 10 in sales, number 8 in orders. Okay, so that's how this application works. It helps businessmen to view the trades, to view the historical and the current trades in the profit, sales, or any other metrics that they may wish. So we've seen that if you type a product that does not exist, then you get an error. So we have handled the errors gracefully, and we have said that the filters are highly dynamic. We have said that we can sort the data by either the sort direction, ascending or descending. We can sort by total share or returns share, but this one is not changing when we sort by total or returns share, because basically they are the same. Countries with the highest, with the largest total values also have the largest shares, but we can sort by all the other categories as we can see here. So that is it for this project. In the next project, we will illustrate how we can build highly dynamic visualizations using industry standard tools like React, Redux, RxJS, and D3JS. So that is it for this project. The project is very practical, and it can be used by business people in their day-to-day operations. So thank you very much. See you next time. Thank you.